So guys, do you prefer blondes or brunettes? This time I'll be using my, I would say, second favorite blonde, but this is actually bleached boar brush, and this is going to be solely dedicated video for lathering. In that terms I'll be using Proraso Red, and since this is pretty dry boar brush, I would say it is moderately broken in. It is Semogue 2000 brush. I'll be using my stainless steel cup, and I will leave the bristles to soak a little bit. So I leave this brush, as you can see, it is pretty damped in water, just maybe a couple of minutes. Sorry, I'm not showing you this, but it is now drained, and when I feel it on the skin, it is fairly wet, and even squeezed from the water, it still contains much more of it compared with some other brushes. Synthetics would be pretty dry by now. So when it comes to lathering, and just to prevent your boar brush to be a lather hog, I will go with the dry Proraso shaving soap or cream, because it is on the softer side. I'm not going to dip additional water. So as you can see, it is pretty pasty in the knot, also fairly dry. Now I have the blush of the light, but you cannot see. So a lot of residues. I couldn't scoop anything with the finger itself. And I'll start depositing the soap. I didn't wet my face, so this would be a really nice experiment. For Proraso efficiency. As you see, I dipped just a little bit. And it already soaked so much water. So with boar brushes, my very sincere recommendation would be to go light and slow, especially with water, and especially while the brush is not fully broken in. Now, right from the start, I could say that I could probably load the brush a little bit more. Because this is, I think, 24mm knot, but closely to 60mm in height, so it is definitely requiring a lot more soap. And since there is no shaving police, I will just go back to the pack and load a little bit more. Of course, you can load as much as you need for your shaves. I'm in most cases using just 1 or 2 passes, so I tend to avoid excessive loading of the brush. And now you can see that it looks much denser, much nicer, so don't chase the large brushes because you will have to use much more soap. I liked this one for wooden handle, It's very ergonomical, very comfortable to hold, very easy to use. And since these are the bleached boar hairs, they've got broken in, I would say, really fast, like maybe in the first month or so. So, pretty nice. And I haven't been using boar brushes for a long time, but today I can spare a little bit more moments for lathering, for enjoyment, because I certainly cherish this natural sensation on the skin. You know, it's not a synthetic material, it is natural boar hairs harvested from the pig's back. So when you shave or lather, these natural hairs would split on the ends, and you will get much wider loft to lather with, and they will become softer and softer and softer until it is a wonderful experience to use a boar brush. Now, as you can see, for the painting it's maybe not the best illustration, because the boar bristles are a little bit thicker, so if you do the painting motions, there is a possibility that the coverage won't be as smooth as with synthetic brushes, but in overall, what does matter, at least to me, is how well the lather is deposited on the root of the whiskers, how well the skin is exfoliated, cleaned from all debris, dust particles, skin grease, tobacco smoke, whatever. So I would say that this is wonderful, wonderful shaving experience. So definitely my full recommendation for boar brushes. You saw it, it's not going to be a leather hog. You just go a little bit dry, squeeze the brush on the beginning, and as you go, you just add little by little, and you will have lots of leather to continue your shaves. So I hope you enjoyed this small tutorial on lathering, and stay with the Wicked-Whiskers. Goodbye.